Hi, and welcome to Conversations with Chris. These casual chats provide a chance for me and you to get to know members of the Madonna University family, from trustees, staff, and faculty to alumni, donors, and students. I'm Chris Doherty, president at Madonna. With me today is Jackson Glover, a student in Madonna's political science program. Welcome, Jackson.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you here today. So perhaps I should have introduced you as the mayor of Madonna, which is a moniker, a name that you've come to be known on as across campus. Tell us a little bit about how that emerged and what that's meant in terms of your involvement and engagement as a student here at Madonna.
Yeah, so it came about one Saturday here at, I believe it was the MLK brunch. And I, in typical fashion, was offered to come by Mercedes, our program director for Mosaic. And it was a great event, and there was a lot of community members, and someone came up to me and was like, "Jackson, what are you doing here on a Saturday?" And I was like, "What do you mean, what am I doing here on a Saturday? I wanted to come to this." And they were like, "You're the only student here." And I was like, "Well," I wanted to come. And they were like, "Well, you're just like the mayor of Madonna." And ever since then, it's been my title. So I hope I live up to it.
Yeah, that's great. It's funny how those things happen. Yeah, that's great. So, so the audience knows you and I had a chance to spend some time together in Lansing, and part of that was as part of our advocacy day. It was great to get to know you then, and just tell us a little bit about what you took away from that experience. We had a chance to meet with our state level legislators and get a sense of the independent sector in Michigan. Tell us about your perspective on that experience.
It was a really cool day. It started off with I was with Cruiser and his companion walking around the Capitol steps and taking pictures with all the other university mascots.
If people don't know, Cruiser is our mascot here at Madonna.
And so that was how the day started, and then got to go into like the Michigan Capitol and see how our government functions. It was really cool. So being like a political science major, I was kind of like all enamored by all of the glitz and glamour of how we get things done, but it was also a cool experience to meet one-on-one with our representative and state senators. So, and it allowed me to meet up with them afterwards and kind of set up that connection. So it was a really cool day.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So you're also a member of our Mosaic Leadership Academy.
Yes.
And not everybody watching today may know about Mosaic and all the great work that happens there. So tell us about Mosaic and your experience in that program as well.
Yes. So Mosaic is really one of the big draws that drew me here. When I first heard, my first experience here actually on campus at Madonna when I was looking, when I was applying for colleges, I was here for the Madonna Christmas party with my mother, and Mercedes came up to me and she offered me an interview, and I was like, "Well, tell me a little bit more about Mosaic," and she explained like what the program was about, and then I interviewed for it, and then here we are now as a student in the program. So it's been a really cool opportunity to get to know people on campus, get to be involved on campus. We do a lot of cool things. We do a lot of service projects. We have a lot of good conversations one-on-one with each other as a group. So I think the program is phenomenal. And I learn something new every day just by hanging out around the different students in the program and just, being around campus with them. So it's a cool program to be in.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
If you think of one of the service projects that you've done, one of them come to mind is really,
I think the most prominent one we've done, it actually was recently, we did a service project with a nonprofit called Eternal Light. And it was on a Saturday again. And we got up, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, we drove there. And what the nonprofit does is they package food and they load it into like families' cars. So it's like a drive-through, and they just drive up and we load their cars full of food. And so we were there from like 9 until maybe 12. And just constant people. It was a constant flow of just people coming, and it was so cool to see just how it was in Dearborn, which is a predominantly Arab community, and just how the community was so tight-knit. Like everyone knew each other, and they were like, "Oh, hi, like where have you been?" And it was so cool just to see how community comes together to help one another. So that was the most recent one that I can think of that we've done.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And thinking of the work of the Felician Sisters and everything that happens here, the fact that our students are out providing that service, and also learning from from those experiences as well. It's just terrific. So, interested in political science as a major, studying political science.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your process in deciding on that, and also your choice of Madonna and your experience at Madonna studying political science.
Yeah. So if you had asked me when I was maybe 8 or 9, I would have told you I wanted to be a teacher. My mother was a professor, so I was like, oh, that seems pretty cool. I think I want to do that. And then I had an opportunity. I went to a Montessori school when I was younger. And a part of that program is we had to do an internship outside of our field of interest. And I was like, what do you mean I can't go like do an internship with a teacher? Like, what are you talking about? So I was like scrambling to find like anything that I could do. And at that time, a family friend was working at the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office. And of course, last minute, I was like, can I come intern with you? I have to do this project for school. And she was like, yeah, you can come. And so I did that with her. And I got to see so much in just a week. So I sat in on a homicide case. I sat in on like a couple murder trials, just different things I got to see. And all throughout it, I was amazed at how this family friend, who was the prosecutor, was advocating for her clients and was really speaking up and like had such a connection with them. And then that was what clicked in my head. I was like, that's what I want to do. Because I wanted to be in a field that I was helping people, I was speaking up, and I was helping others. So I was like, I think this is where I want to go. And then that led to finding Madonna, figuring out they had a political science program, finally got an opportunity to meet with Dr. Pro, and we've been loving it so far.
Yeah,
so,
that's great. Yeah, Dr. Elizabeth Pro, who's a faculty member in political science. That's great. Yeah, terrific. So you mentioned some memorable experiences here at Madonna, Advocacy Day, some of the service work that you've done. If you can think of other memorable experiences that you've had here that have had an impact on you, what would they include?
Oh, it's a hard question. There's so many. I would say it was last year we did I don't even think it was a scheduled event actually, but it was for the solar eclipse. And I remember being in class, and it was almost like class was dismissed because everyone just drew outdoors. And I remember going outside, and it was like everyone was outside. And I remember like just people like sitting out on the lawn, just having casual conversations just outside. And we were all there for one reason. It was to see the solar eclipse. And it was pretty cool to just know that there was no flyer up about it. There was no real mention of like there being anything. But I remember just like the science faculty department had like their telescopes out, and it was just a really cool day just to be outside. And I was like, wow, this is like, it really made me think this is what Madonna is. It's like the community just came together just on a random day, just in the middle of the week, just to come outside and just be with each other. So I would say that was been one of my most like prominent moments here at Madonna, just how the community here is and how tight and just very loving and passionate we are. So
I remember that day too, in the same respect, and just sort of being between the admin building and the Fran, and just we were gathered on the lawn with the pond in the background, and just learning more about the eclipse. It was great. It was great.
A really cool day.
Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. So Jackson, you're a busy person, but when you take time to relax, what are some of the things that you enjoy doing in your free time?
Well, being here at Madonna, I'm an RA, so that takes up a lot of time, but me and my friends like to, get together every now and then and watch a good movie. We have a reserved spot in our common space in our dorm building where we just like to come and congregate, do homework, music, food. We're always snacking on chips and salsa. So I would say just being with other people who challenge me, who we can have good conversation, and enjoy good food. So I think just being around other people, I really thrive off of community. And being around other people. So I would say in my free time, I like to be around cool people.
That's great.
Yeah.
Jackson, thanks so much for sharing all your experiences here as a student with our audience.
Yeah.
It's been really fun getting to know more about you. Thank you for everything that you're doing at Madonna University as a student, and for being so engaged in your Madonna education. You're an inspiration for other students, and I wish you continued success in your studies. and we'll see you around campus.
Sure, I will.
Thank you for watching. We look forward to helping you get to know more great members of the Madonna family. Peace and all good.